Hi friends, today we'll try to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. A Rubik's Cube is nothing but a cube which has 6 sides of 6 different colors. White opposite to yellow, red opposite to orange, and green opposite to blue. And what we have to try to do is bring back the cube to a solved state, like this. For that, today we are going to use the beginner's method. For beginner's method, you have to learn an algorithm which has just 4 moves. Can be done from the right or the left. We'll try to do it from the right, which is right, upper, right prime and upper prime. What it does is, it switches your right bottom corner piece to the right top corner piece. And that's it. And if you keep on doing it for 6 times, your cube turns out to be in its initial stage, in this case, which is a solved state. So also what the 4 move does is, it keeps this 4 piece and this 4 piece and the entire chunk here, this entire 3, 3, 6, 3, 9 and the centerpiece is untouched. And this move can also be done from your left side, and which will be like left, upper, left prime, upper prime. And if you keep on doing that for 5 more times, your cube should automatically solve itself. So, knowing that, let's do the fun part. Let's scramble it. We'll solve a cube one layer at a time, starting with the bottom layer. In the bottom layer, I am keeping the white in the bottom, and the cube stands like this. And what we have to do is, we have to make a cross and align it with the correct center. So in this case, we were lucky to get a center, an edge already aligned, and then we can move to the next. In this case, we have to find out a green and a white, which is here. So for doing that, what we'll do, we'll move this piece on the top, and if you see, we'll just move it down here and done. Go to the next, which is an orange, which is somewhere here. We'll do the same thing, bring it to the bottom and done. And the last is the blue. For that, we will move this piece and there you go. And that is it. And then we move to the second step, which is solving these corners. You keep your cube like this, white on the bottom, and try to find out the pieces. So again, the top layer is irrelevant here. Let's try to find out white, red and green. White, red and green is here. So if you see it here, white, red and green is here, and we have to bring it back. And we'll go back to the 4 moves of the basic method, which is right, upper, right prime, upper prime. And you keep on doing it till the white comes on the bottom. And it should do. So here you see, we have done with one of the corners, and we'll go to the next, which is green, orange and white. Let us search for it. I can see it on the back, and we'll move it to the front. On the right, again, you can do it using your left algorithm. So instead of doing it from the right, you can do it from the left. So if it is on your left, you want to switch it back here, then move it back to the top till the white comes on the bottom. You'll do left, upper, left prime, upper prime, left, upper, right prime, and You keep on doing it till the time it gets solved, and you go to the next. Similarly, we'll just find the correct piece, move it to the top, and do the algorithm few more times till we are able to fix it. And since I did that from the right, now I will try to do it from the left, and it is just going to take one move, and that is it. That is how you solve the bottom layer. And as I told you earlier, we'll have to do the middle layer next. Middle layer is solving the edges, because you already solved the center pieces in your first step. So basically what we have to do is create a situation for this piece, which will go to its right, to be on the back while this piece is on the top. To do that, what we will do is we will move it to the opposite direction. If it has to go to the right, we'll move it to the left like this, and do 4 moves, 1, 2, 3 and a 4, which would bring the bottom right corner to the top right corner. And if you see, the white face is on your front. What you do, you move your cube like this. Why? Because you have moved this piece, which was your target piece, the blue and the red, away from your face. And since you moved this up, this piece is eligible to move here. And if you do the left 4 moves, it comes down here. It may be a tough cookie to crack at this point of time, but we'll see how it happens with our next edge, which is here, orange and blue. If you see orange and blue, it again has to go to the right, which means that we have to move it to your left. We've done that. Then you move it on the top using the 4 moves, right, upper, right prime and upper prime. Once you have done that, you moved the bottom corner to the top, and since you moved this away from here, it's already on the back. So you switch your cube like this. So instead of keeping it on the right, you keep it on the left, and do the 4 moves, left, upper, left prime, upper from your left direction, and if you see, it is solved. Then you go to the next. So we will solve this first, which is orange and green. It has to go to the left. So like till now we were going to the right. Since now all the edge pieces were trying to go to the right, we were moving to the left. Now since it has to go to the left, we'll move to the right like this, and follow the 4 moves, left, upper, left prime and upper. From your left, you move the cube to your right and do the 4 moves again, which will carry the edge on the back and move it to your right side. So the last piece is here. Sometimes it happens, but it is pretty straightforward. You just have to imagine that you have to move this out, which also means that we have to move something in here. You can do it from the right or left. Suppose we want to do yellow and green here, which would move this on the top, like you move it to the left, do the 4 moves on the right, turn your cube on the left, and what it did, it moved your target piece on the top, and you move it to your left now, like a normal edge piece. You move it to your left and do a 4 move from your left, right. You move the cube again to your left hand, and you do the 4 moves from your left hand, and done. You are done with the second layer. Since we have to rotate the orientation of this edge piece, we have to move it here. Move the problematic edge piece here like this, and do the 4 moves, right, upper, right prime and upper prime, and you fix your cube again by doing a F prime, the front prime. And if you see here, now this edge is corrected, but again the edge which was here, it got reoriented to a false orientation. What we will do, we will redo the same algorithm once more. Front, the right algorithm, right, upper, right prime, upper prime, and a front prime. And now your cross is done. So this is what we did on the bottom also. The first step that we did was making a cross. Similarly, we made a cross on the top. Now the second thing that we have to do is correct the centers. Correct the centers. So we will try to see how many centers are corrected here, already correct. If I keep it on the red, there are 2 centers which are corrected. If I keep it on blue, only 1 center is right. So centers can align either cross, like green and blue could be right, and red and orange could be right, but in opposite places, or only 1 can be aligned, or 2 on the edges. Suppose we will go with the worst case scenario, where we'll consider that just 1 edge piece is aligned. And what we have to do now, we have to switch the edge pieces. What it means is that we have to keep 1 edge piece intact and replace them with their positions. To do that, what we will do is we will follow a simple algorithm which goes like this. Right, doing a right, we'll move this piece, the orange and yellow, to the bottom. Do a upper, which will move the red and yellow which was on the back to the place where orange and yellow was there. So you made the first switch. Now you bring that back, and by doing that you replaced orange and yellow with the position where yellow and red was. And then you move further in your cube to the up, and you bring back the cube to its place. That is how you switch the places. So after doing that, you reevaluate your cube, and you would find out that there are 2 edge pieces which are aligned now. Once this happens, you keep it on the right and the back, right and the back, and you redo the algorithm. And I will show you the algorithm. I will spell out the algorithm now, which goes like this. Right, upper, right prime, upper, right, upper prime, and a right prime, and you move the cube. That is how your cross matches the center, and you are just 2 steps away from solving the cube. Next thing that you have to do is, like you did on the bottom corner, you created the cross, then you matched with the center, then you fix the corners. Similarly, we have to put the corners in its correct place. Orientation could be different, but we have to fix it to a correct place. So in this particular scenario, you can have multiple possibilities. It is possible that none of your corners are in the correct place, or your 1 corner can be in the correct place, or 2 or 4. In our case, there is 1 corner which is in the correct place, but we will not consider that. We will consider that none of the corners are in its correct place, and we'll go with the worst case scenario, and we'll start with this piece. Suppose none of them are in correct place, and we will try to switch 1, 2, 3, 4 corners to each other and try to find out a piece which is in its correct place. And the algorithm goes like this. Upper, right, upper prime, left. What it did, it moved these 2 pieces, the top corner pieces, to the bottom. The top corner pieces are on the bottom now. Okay, that also means now you are eligible to switch them, and to do the switch you do right, upper and a right prime, upper prime and a left prime. It moves your cube back, but it switches the corners. Now you try to find out if there is any corner which is in its correct place. Looks like none. We'll again take this piece, and we'll again do the algorithm once more. upper, right, upper prime, left, upper, right prime, upper prime, left prime, and reevaluate. And voila, we found a corner piece which is in its correct place, oriented wrong but correct place. And we keep on doing the algorithm once more. Upper, right, upper prime, left, upper prime, R prime, U prime, and L prime. Now we reevaluate. It looks like we are still unsolved. We'll do the algorithm once more. Upper, right, U prime, L, U, R prime, U prime, and then L prime. And we'll see once more, and this time we will find out that all the corner pieces are in its correct place, oriented wrong but in the correct place. And this is the worst case scenario. To solve the last thing, which is aligning them, orienting them to the correct side. To do that, what we do is we rotate our cube upside down and bring the yellow piece opposite to the white on the bottom. And what we do, we solve one corner piece at a time by following our same 4 algorithm. You can do it from your left, you can do it from your right. I prefer right, and I'll go with that option. What we have to do is we have to keep on doing the 4 steps till the yellow is on the bottom, and then we move to the next corner piece, and then to the next, and then to the next, and the cube would solve automatically. Let's see how it goes. Right, upper, right prime, upper prime. Still not solved. Right, upper, right prime, upper prime. This corner piece is solved. Then you can go to the right corner piece or the left. It really doesn't matter how you want to do it. The only thing is that at any given point of time in the last, you should not get loose of this. If you move your cube anywhere else, if you move the top layer or the bottom layer or anywhere else, the cube is going to be scrambled again. So you have to keep this fixed and go to the next corner, and you do the same 4 moves couple of times, and done. Go to the next corner and done. Go to the next corner and done. And that is how you solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube with the beginner's method.